It's right there. Yeah, I know
Maybe for
everybody's
you. I don't-
kind of living there. You have a Thursday vibe?
I mean, I've been doing the show at High and Dry for almost 3 years now.
So you associate Thursdays with that show?
With that show and
Okay.
and it's a really fun show. So like, I'm excited for Thursdays because it's kind of an easy, lazy morning, and then come and do the radio show, which is really, really fun. And then after that, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do tonight? Oh, I'm gonna go make people laugh.
Walk
and
me through,
make
ideally.
dreams come true.
Walk me through a Thursday morning. What was this morning? I know what Mary did this morning.
Ugh.
What did you do this morning?
I slept late.
What is late?
Today, it was later than I've slept on a weekday in a long time. It was about 10 o'clock.
So you slept until 10 o'clock
Yeah.
this morning.
Well, usually up around 8, but today was 10.
And then,
And then I...
is that too late for breakfast?
I mean,
hungry?
I kind of had like a breakfasty lunch. I just ate cereal for
I
lunch.
believe that's called brunch.
Yeah, I guess I just made that up.
I prefer breakfasty lunch. Come
I
for our
had-
bottomless mimosas on breakfasty lunch.
I had cereal for lunch. So I woke up, took the dog for a walk, cleaned up the house a little bit, got a few things done around, just around the house, and then worked on this contest that I'm doing at my Wednesday show all through August. Got some judges for that, and then did the live stream stuff. Hired. Who did I hire today?
Oh, you hired them day of.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bold way to do things.
Well, it's just the way.
Who did you hire today? Herbum Sloopers.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
hit
You
up
went
Her-
into your file.
Hit
You
up
go,
Herbum.
hello, is this Herbum? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's Bill Squire. Can you come in and do the video today?
So I did that, all that stuff, while also watching some Rich Eisen clips.
Uh-huh.
So nice, relaxed, chill morning.
Yep. All right.
Nothing
Poundcake work.
exciting. Like the beauty of my life right now is I am so not exciting, and
Don't do anything.
it makes me. No, I'm doing lots of things, but they're like mundane things.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it that way.
You're a single
And
man
I've-
again.
Yeah, and I've been watching some videos. I sent a couple of them to Mary about anger and
Oh, I
stuff like
I
that.
didn't watch that.
Of course not.
I was doing something.
I would
else.
have. You'd be
When
cured
did you send it? Yesterday?
last night, but I figure you might catch it.
Oh, I
this
was
morning.
watching Paranormal Caught on Camera last night for like 4 straight hours.
Okay, see, maybe if you watch the one about like
I got sucked in.
anger and stuff like that, like self-help stuff. I'm trying to.
I was going to say, why are you sending her videos about anger? She can
'cause it
generate
help-
enough of that on her own.
Right. Well, I'm trying. So maybe she'll have less anger.
To get rid of it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to send her. If I want her to get angry, I know exactly what
You
to
just
send
call
her.
her, send her some
But-
Make a joke.
pictures.
I'm just, I just.
Yeah, but she's got a therapist to do that, right? Hopefully the therapist is the one who's walking you through
This guy,
Well,
how to mitigate your anger issues.
She might be, but
he is old, and
Oh,
I need
he.
a new therapist, but it doesn't matter.
You need
Oh.
a new one?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just send you YouTube
You're
videos.
not my therapist.
I'm not even saying I'll be your therapist, but I'll send
You're
you.
not my
videos.
YouTube therapist.
They're good videos. Watch it.
And Bill will only charge you half of what the old guy does.
Oh, wow.
So Poundcake worked. I know that. I assume
Mm-hmm.
that, I should say. You worked this morning,
Yes.
your morning job.
Well, there's two things for Thursdays today. I associate Thursday, not the cliche if Friday Junior, but honestly, in college, it was considered Friday. Like it was. A lot of people didn't have class on Friday, so they would go out and party. And
I mean, in college, people are out on a Tuesday. So I
But-
kind of remove college from the scheduling.
Well-
I'm talking about adults with jobs, maybe kids. Thursdays just kind of got, I don't know.
Throwback Thursday, though.
Well, you did invent that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You-
like
you
we
couldn't
just
find a way
invented brunch.
Breakfasty lunch.
And
was-
and I get my keys today to my apartment.
Oh, hey,
Oh.
to the
That's
new
like
place. All right.
That's my big day today.
Well, that's exciting. And now you have to go to like a management office or something like that?
meet with the landlord. but
Meet
yeah.
with the landlord. Right. And they'll say, oh, my God, you're Cody Brown from the Alan Cox Show.
Sure.
They won't say that.
I don't think he knows, and I'm not gonna tell him.
Why not? He might want to
No, I don't want to.
bring him over for lunch,
No, I
a
don't.
breakfasty lunch.
I don't tell people that. If they find out, they find out. But I've never, I learned like when I was an intern, never to volunteer information. When I asked that lady for a picture and she was like, oh yeah, no, I don't want a picture, but hi Poundcake. Like I learned from that on the bar crawl. So.
Oh, you asked her, do you want a picture?
Yeah, he
She
said, do you want
no.
a picture of me? And said no.
She was staring at me.
Yeah,
like,
but you never ask someone if they want a picture.
I
mean,
learned,
That's not
okay?
you volunteering information.
Well, I'm just saying she was like looking at me. She's like, Poundcake? Like I said, yeah. And then she just kind of stared at me. I said, would you like to take a picture? And she said, no, that's okay. And
I'd just rather stand
okay.
over here and stare at you.
You just stare at me.
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
So after that, I'm like, well, that's embarrassing. So I'm never going to say, oh, you must know me from the Alan Cox Show.
Oh, you're never going to top when I was on the Corona cruise years ago and asked the lady when she was due.
Yeah, she wasn't pregnant.
And she wasn't pregnant.
So how did you play that off?
She was from out of town, Jersey. I don't know. I'm sure by that time. Listen, I'm pretty sharp,
you know
right?
Girls these days
I
wear
know
those.
I know my way around a conversation with another human being. So I had to have been 2 or 3 drinks deep by then. And some listeners wanted to introduce me to their friend who was from out of town, and they brought her on the cruise.
She had no business being
for
on that
something fun to do.
She hates
And I
Alan
don't know.
Cox. I don't even know.
Well, that's fine. I mean, whatever. You got to, when you meet me, you got a 50-50 shot of whether or not you're going to walk away thinking it was a positive experience or not. But I don't know. I mean, I literally like stumbled into it as I was saying it. I
I would share the embarrassment. I'm like, oh, don't worry. People confuse me with being pregnant too. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then just walk away, sip my beer.
Seductively, right.
Walk
And then
away.
Mary had the bug guy over this morning. So that was.
We have Terminix. We got termite damage, which conveniently enough, Brian discovered termite damage in the fact that he needed a new roof a couple months after I moved in. Interesting. 2 very expensive things that now all of a sudden you have a roommate to split bills with that suddenly just appeared. So we've had.
So wait,
You're his roommate?
Well, you know what I mean. Like someone to split bills with.
Double income.
Yeah.
But are you insinuating that he knew about these things and didn't tell you?
Might
and that
have. He knew he
he's-
needed a new roof the whole time, but it cost $8,000. So he's like, well, let's let Mary move in first, and then we'll act like it's a surprise.
Wow.
He is
That
smart.
is cynical.
Right?
Wow,
Same
that's
thing with the
cynical.
termites. I bet he knew he had termites the whole time.
It's like, how much is my good D worth?
Well, let me ask you this.
Is it worth splitting the bill with me?
Damn
You're
it.
like, yes, it is.
At what point does having termites graduate to termite damage?
Well,
Can
so
they hang for a bit?
that's how we
Or-
found out that
Yeah.
it was a problem, is because one of the posts on the porch was like splayed out at the bottom. And so he like broke it apart and it was like rotted all the way through, or thought it was rotted. And then we had the people come out. They're like, nah, that's termites, bro. So they've been coming out for like probably about a year now. They come out every couple months, and then they had to come out today. But we also have had problems with ants and bees in the kitchen. So they had to come out to actually come in the house. Normally they don't have to come. You don't even have to be there for them to come do their inspections and stuff. But today they had to come in the house. So they're like, oh, they'll be there between 10 and 2 or 10 and 12.
Those ant problems, a lot of house to clean. Expired.
That's scary.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes!
Bees.
In his eyes and his mouth, from what I can tell there.
That's scary. I just think about laying in bed at night and then like one of the pillars falling because they've been.
It's not a
eaten
pillar of the house.
I don't
It's
know what it is.
Right. It's not. It's like of our porch. Like you could take it off.
It's
and
not
it
a
doesn't have to
load-bearing
be
structure.
there. Yeah. But they were like, oh, we'll be there between 10 and 12. So I got up at 9 and I was like doing my regular morning routine. So that way everything was done in case they got there right at 10, right? So nothing at 10. All right, I make breakfast. Nothing at 10:30. Nothing at 11. Nothing at 11:30. And I was like, okay, well, they only have a half hour. That's when I texted Alan and I was like, hey, I might be late. This thing is supposed to take an hour and they're not here yet. And they finally showed up at 12:20. Which I get it. That's only 20. That's 20 minutes late. Like, it's not that much time, but that's like a lot of time. You had a 2-hour window, and you still showed up 20 minutes late. And then the guy didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. He's like, no, I'm here for the ants. I'm like, well, you're also supposed to do an inspection.
I'm here for the ants.
And he goes, I have too many people to see today to do an inspection. I said, well, that's what I scheduled. So, and I like showed him the email showing like the inspection and the ant like thing.
It's
Gosh,
an
people just wanna
insect
get out of
inspection,
stuff.
sir.
Yeah.
You're
So
supposed to do one.
he did. He's like, yeah, there's no problems. I sprayed everything. You'll be fine.
Oh
I
boy.
was like, all right,
You
sounds
got the
good.
express
Right.
inspection under duress.
Yeah, and they're also just walking through there, just spraying like mist on. Yeah, it's all
Not
done.
even like
yeah.
I would
Fine.
describe the way he was spraying as haphazardly.
Right.
He was just kind of like swinging his arm wherever he wanted.
Not strategic.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
all
like
right,
a priest
man.
in mass with the incense. Whatever it hits,
Yeah, he
that's
was
when
like,
it hits.
but he was like annoyed with me that he was like, no, I'm not here to do an inspection. I was like, yeah, but I think you are. You know, like I didn't know what I was talking about, and he was like, you know, he had to double check. He's like, oh, I guess I am, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't know. It was fine. He did his job, and he was gone in like, I don't know, maybe a half hour.
Sure.
So it didn't take a full hour, but yeah. I don't like waiting for people. I know they have to give you that time frame
Well,
or
life
whatever.
is waiting.
But then I have to wait to take a shower unless I wake up at 8 in the morning because I'm not going to get in the shower and then have the guy show up to inspect the kitchen. You know
Well,
what
yeah,
I
I'm
mean?
having a new fridge delivered tomorrow morning, and they're like, we'll be there between 8 and noon. I'm like,
That's-
all right,
that's
homie, I'm not
crazy.
going to be here. Till my wife will be here. I'm like, I'll hang out for a bit, but I'm not going to be here till noon.
Yeah.
So, you know, FYI.
But also, this is all, that's the other thing I had to do. So Brian works.
Oh, I've got to go to a break.
Okay, bye.
Hold
It
that
doesn't
thought.
matter.
Listen, like